Good evening, everyone. My name is Rina, and I'm a scientist mum, as you can see. I'm so thrilled to share with you about my journey as a mum to a little boy with bilateral sensory neurohearing loss, and how that's triggered a scientist mum adventure that is becoming a blessing even beyond my own family. We were very fortunate that Catherine's hearing impairment was spotted very early on during his routine hospital screen when he was 3 days old. And with my background in medical science, I knew straight away that early intervention was crucial. But amidst the chaos of being a first-time mum, including troubles with breastfeeding, chronic sleep deprivation, the guilt and the self-blame, and the sorrow that my child has a disability, and I was also grieving about the loss of my professional identity, particularly going from speaking at international scientific conferences to being homebound, singing lullabies for 6 hours a day. I love singing, but it was a huge change to adapt to. But as all mums and carers would know, we just somehow get on doing what we need to do, right? We attended MRIs, performed hearing tests, got ear molds done at Australian hearings every few weeks, and so forth. Catherine was fitted with his first hearing aids, which I got them here, hearing molds, by 4 weeks old. And after meeting with the principal, I enrolled him into the School of Special Educational Needs Sensory in Padbury. He was assigned a wonderful teacher of the deaf, and we started to do his language training at home every day from 3 weeks old. I'm really grateful for the friendly and professional service we received in Western Australia. We mustn't take it for granted. And I also thank God for helping me through my darkest hours, including my 2 bouts of postnatal depression. As I nurture my little boy into boyhood, I wanted to share with him my passion for science. So, as part of his daily hearing training, I visited the local library to borrow books to read to him. To my surprise, I didn't find many science storybooks for children. So, I decided to write one. Ta-da! Believe it or not, our Prime Minister has a copy of my debut picture storybook called My Mad Scientist Mummy for his daughters. It was a steep learning curve to learn to draw digitally for a book because I was so used to looking down to draw instead of looking up at a screen whilst drawing down with a stylus. Even my little boy did better drawings than my initial attempts, but we got there eventually. The storybook formed part of my advocacy for making science more accessible for all children. However, it did not stop with illustrating and writing. I composed songs, recorded music videos, prepared little scientist kits to engage little ones through play-based learning. And I also started running kids scientist workshops in a community, including for those with special needs. Since I grew up with a brother with non-verbal autism, I was well aware of the day-to-day challenges and indeed the joy of working with special people who have mental and/or physical disabilities. I'm really thankful to God for giving me the opportunity to provide leadership to university students and fellow scientists as we deliver science outreach programs in the community. This has included primary schools, Catherine's Hearing School, high schools, public libraries, early childhood centres, and even at our Bunnings hardware store. And I've also been invited as a guest speaker at interstate conferences, as well as an author scientist, to run workshops and theatre shows at local science festivals. A recent big step in advocacy is teaming up with academics from the School of Medical and Health Sciences at Edith Cowan University with the WA Foundation for Deaf Children to provide better service and to serve our families with children who have deaf and hard of hearing. We've also successfully received a National Science Week grant to run an event called Meet the Scientists, Sign Me Up, which is specially catered for our children with DHH and their siblings and peers. And it is the first of its kind in Western Australia. As for my medical research, I worked on fighting a deadly mosquito-borne disease called malaria. It's the disease that's suffered by more than half of the world's population. For 7 years, I bred these microscopic bugs in a laboratory using human red blood cells and looked for ways to get around the resistance to medicines. My PhD thesis contribution towards the eradication of malaria was recognised by the Australian Society for Parasitology with the prestigious Sprint Medal. I still continue to advocate for combating this deadly disease, which claims a life somewhere in the world every 2 minutes. We don't hear about it much in Australia, and not enough is being done to help those who live in tropical, resource-poor countries where malaria takes its heaviest toll. As for leadership in my teaching, I led a trial using virtual microscopy to teach university students, making Edith Cowan University the first to implement this technology in WA. This has also greatly enhanced student learning by granting ready access to microscopy samples, even from home. My passion and teaching innovation were recognised by the Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Excellence Award in 2018. I could say much more, but I will leave it here. Thank you for your attention, and if you're interested in my work, please come and say hello at my store at the back. Thank you very much.